Hello everybody, this is the screencast for LIT244 Storying Sheffield. My name's Brendan Stone and I co-convene this module with David Forrest. I'm a professor of social engagement and the humanities, and I'm really interested in narrative and particularly how it relates to life, the real world, if you like. So I'm really interested in the ways in which literary scholarship can give us all sorts of skills and abilities to understand and work in real world contexts. I do this a lot, so I work a lot with external organisations, particularly the NHS. I've done a lot of work with the health service and a lot of work with people with mental health problems in particular, but I've also worked with communities, local government, arts organisations and the like. Dave Forrest, he also does this kind of work a lot too, but he's a lecturer in film with a particular interest in British cinema, and there's quite a lot about narrative and film in the course. And you might like to look up Dave's project, Sheffield Film Studies and Sheffield Studies Film, which was a great project in which school kids created films about their lives in the city. Okay, so what's Storying Sheffield about? Well, the basis of the course really is that stories are a resource that we can learn from and a way in which we can understand lives, places and histories. So we'll teach you lots of ways of producing and analysing narrative that you may not have come across before, but will build on your existing knowledge. And actually you already know an awful lot about narrative, and we'll show you how you can use that existing knowledge in new contexts and with new people. So the course works with external groups and residents in the city, and basically we kind of produce life stories. We work together and we sort of co-create life stories. These stories might be in textual form, they might use images, might use video, audio, sometimes art and design, but text is great. We like text, we like life stories as textual stories. So yeah, one of the things that we do on the course is that towards the end of the course we produce an exhibition or a publication which is open and available to the public. So current Storying Sheffield students who Dave and I are teaching at the moment, they're working with a local design company to design and produce a book of stories which will be available to the general public. It's really exciting, seems to be going well. We've also put on lots of public exhibitions, we've had hundreds of people through the doors, and it's all great fun. So in terms of a little bit more about the academic content in the course, some of the subjects that we're kind of interested in are on your screen now. So we're interested in the ways in which different cultures take different approaches to using narrative. As I said earlier, we're very interested in textual narrative, but we're also very interested in the way photography and film might be used to represent and produce stories. We're interested in objects, the objects that we keep, the objects that we treasure, and what that tells us about ourselves and the culture in which we live. So there's plenty of reading, plenty of study, there's an extensive reading list. As well as that, we'll also give you practical training in how you might produce life narratives. One thing you might like to do if you're interested in the course is have a look at storyingsheffield.com. It's the external public website. There's lots of information there, lots of stories and goodness knows what, because while Storying Sheffield is this course, it's also other things too. So have a look and see what you think. Okay, so how is the module assessed? Very simple. There's a weekly online learning journal. It's basically a blog which we set up for you, and you put a little entry in each week. You write about what you've been reading, what you've been doing in the class. You reflect on your learning. You can use writing, but if you wanted to, if you want to be creative, you can also put images, video and audio there. And sometimes we might ask you your permission to publish something you've written on the main Storying Sheffield website, and you can see a post on the right of your screen there that a current student has written called Narrative and Memory, and it's a really beautiful piece of writing. Do check it out. Go and have a look. It's a lovely piece, well worth reading. And the other bit of assessment is a final report at the end of the semester, short report in which you summarise your learning and try and draw a few conclusions. We teach in weekly 3-hour workshops. It's a nice space of time so we don't have to rush. Normally that works out that we'll have some academic content at the beginning, a bit of a talk perhaps, discussion around some of the reading that we've done, a visiting lecturer, occasionally we bring in a professional photographer or somebody from another discipline to talk to us, and then in the second part of the course we'll work with the ideas in a more practical sort of hands-on way. Other information? Well, all of the reading will be online. You won't have to buy any books, but if you'd like to try a bit of preparatory reading, have a look at Richard Kearney's book called On Stories. It's a nice little book, and it's quite a nice introduction to the sort of thinking behind the course. By the end of the course, you'll know a lot more about narrative structure and how narratives are constructed, but you'll also have used your academic skills in real-world contexts. You'll have been working in teams. You'll have developed your teamwork skills, your communication skills, your project management and research skills, and you'll also be able to say that you've helped produce a book or a public exhibition or some other kind of output. And hopefully all of this will look good on your CV, as well as increasing your academic skills and abilities and building on your existing knowledge. Okay, so our contact details are there. Do email us if you're interested. We'd love to talk to you. You can tweet us too, @StoryingChef. And as I said earlier, do have a look at the external website. Even if you don't want to do the course, have a look, see what you think and let us know. Anyway, thanks for listening and I hope to see you soon.